Circle of Friends. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We have a donation box in the back. All are appreciated, but most importantly, this is your place. This is a place for the whole world, but particularly for the Baba community, and we're very honored to have a very distinguished speaker today. I'm going to let be introduced by someone who knows her far better than I do.
Okay. This is Lakshmi Bai. She's from Kakinada, India. You're from Kakinada,
Yes,
right?
yes.
That's where her father was from. And his name was Subarao. And this goes back to the early 1980s. Subarao was a fun guy to be around because he was a poet and he wrote a little booklet called Meher Gita, like the Bhagavad Gita, and which was offered to Mayor Baba, and Mayor Baba had often recited that Meher Gita. There was another man called Chinta Subarao, which was very much loved by Mayor Baba, and he was really intoxicated with love with Mayor Baba. And he was supposed to be the other person that would come to America, if at all would be possible. In those days, I was basically the person that brought everybody here from 1972 on. This was all the way up to maybe 1990, some year like that. In any case, as it was a habit or a custom from India that nobody did anything without the permission of, like Baba's family, you know, they had to obey Mani implicitly. They had to do whatever she wanted to do as she wished. And they always asked for permission to Mani to do anything, including when they first came to America. I wrote Mani a letter that I had to acquire a bunch of money and this and that and take care of this, because it was their childhood. Anyhow, Chinta Subarao had passed away, and I was sure he was coming to here. So I wrote Eroj a letter, and Eroj was very, very happy to have the grandfather of India, plus a well-renowned poet of Andhra Pradesh. He spoke Telugu at the time, and Mr. Subarao was very fluent in English. Really, he was really fluent. So Bob was really happy that you would have two auspicious personalities from Andhra Pradesh, because no one from Andhra Pradesh had come here before, as well as up until nowadays. And Subarao, I remember he would always be quiet, but he had a habit that he'd be silently walking up and down, and all of a sudden he'd go, "Baba!" Right? Out of the clear blue sky. I mean, just as loud as I said it. You know, you didn't care who anybody was there. That was kind of like, sort of like the atmosphere that Subarao brought with him, along with his charm. They came here for an extended stay. I went to New York, picked them up, took them to some places up north, and they started their journey. And they didn't have any definite plans to go back to India. So fortunately, there was a group of people living up in Forest Brook, and there was Sally Katz and David Katz. I'm sure it was them. And they decided to accommodate him under my supervision, going there sometime. And something happened to Subarao while he was here. He was with another Rao that was fairly new to India, maybe 10 years or so, according to those days. And Subarao's, her brother passed away.
No, his son.
His son passed away.
Son.
Yeah, his son. And he was grieving an awful lot, because one of his relatives had passed away, which were very, very close to him. And I remember that he told me, and then the next day I went to see him at the Katz's, and he appeared to be very, very happy, and all of his sorrow and grief were gone and all of that. And I says, what happened to you since yesterday? You look like a changed man, like when you're right. And he says, well, Mayor Baba appeared to me in the bathroom. You didn't know that, because I never told anybody. Because when Baba makes his appearances, they're basically personal, and unless you know somebody really close, you can say that Baba has presented himself in a human form in a way that you can understand, but it's very visible, including to some of us sitting here. So we know for that because it strengthens our faith and conviction of Mayor Baba. I have traveled to Andhra Pradesh a lot of times, and I had the great joy of meeting so many people and so many Mayor Baba centers in Andhra Pradesh, which they are really prevalent, because Baba really loved going to Andhra Pradesh, just as well as he loved to Hamirpur, but he only went there on several occasions. In Andhra, he went there quite a few occasions. That's all I can tell you, because I never even knew that Lakshmi Bai existed until me and Al were having lunch yesterday. He says, you should come to the Circle of Strength. There's a lady from Andhra Pradesh, and she's some arrangement to do with the Super Bra and all of that. I said, well, okay, see you there. So this is all I can tell you. But the people from Andhra Pradesh, as far as my own personal experience of all the trips that I made to Andhra, which were quite extent, the people they speak Telugu, and they have their own arti in Telugu, like every state has, like Baba liked the Gujarati arti, which he wrote himself. And they're very loving and kind. And they very seldom see any foreigners there, because it's extremely hot in the summertime. So everybody wears white, you could say, by a big majority. But she came from a wonderful place called Kashmir, which is central Andhra Pradesh, and this is the first time that I had the opportunity to meet her, and they bring to us their own experience of meeting Mayor Baba, being with Mayor Baba, and her father was a living example to the people in America as to how they should behave, for Mayor Baba, because he was an exemplary man that spoke in prose and poetry most of the time. And Baba really liked his poetry. So without any further ado, Mrs. Lakshmi Bai.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba. Jai Baba to all circle of friends. It is a great opportunity for me to meet you all here in this beautiful atmosphere and beautiful place. I really enjoying myself with you all. Baba gave me this very nice opportunity to be with you all. And first, my friend Manjusha introduced me to Fareste. She arranged all this thing today. Manjusha, you may all know about her. And she arranged my talk. I first afraid of talking in English. I cannot talk fluently like my father, but some his divine wish, I don't know. Because anything we do, he is doing through us. Anything we speak, he is doing, he is speaking through us. I believe in that. So, thanks to Fariste and Mrs. Manjusha, Jai Baba to all. This place, as Baba said, it is my home in the West, Myrtle Beach. So, it is a holy land and especially for us all. Lord of the universe landed here and stayed here sometime. So I love this place and have opportunity to stay where our beloved lived for some time, stayed for some time. Actually, I feel his presence everywhere. That feeling I could not capture every time. Sometimes it gone away. 16 years ago, I came to visit Myrtle Beach first time. I felt Baba's presence in his home, in his abode and lagoon cabin that is inexplicable. I cannot explain in words. This time I got a chance to stay in a cabin where Baba stayed. Physically, of course, he is not. He is always there with us in everything and every place. I came to know yesterday Mr. Al drove my father from Washington DC to Myrtle Beach. He said yesterday. And so we are all blessed. We are all blessed. Blessed souls, I believe, because we live with that confidence. Baba is always with us. So let us start with my coming into Baba's fold. To start with, I came to know about Baba at 6 or 7 years old. My father, Chagan Subbarao, was an ardent lover of Meher Baba after reading Listen Humanity. One Baba lover gave him that book. He told, no, I don't want any Baba, and I have Krishna, I have Rama, I have Bhagavad Gita, but I don't want any Baba. But no, Subbarao, please read and give it to me, no problem. After reading, some changes began in his mind and heart also. In those days, my Baba used to give some instructions to his lovers. Do like this, do some prayers, do some namam like Hari Paramatma Allah, Ahur Mas God as Danho. Like that, he used to instruct his lovers. My father was doing like that as Baba told. Baba's instructions he observed diligently. While doing so, he used to get some questions in his heart. And at the same time, answers also, he got answers also in his heart. What he wondered like anything, no, something is there in Baba. How can I get all these things? Before that, he used to do talks about Bhagavad Gita, about Krishna, Bharatam, Bhagavatam, like that. After reading Baba's books like God speaks discourses and listen humanity, like that. He got some inspiration. So he started writing in English poetry. That poetry came as 18 stanzas, like Bhagavad Gita. He titled that book Meher Gita. As of now, I don't have any copies. In Myrtle Beach reading room, library, there is a copy. Here, for your in circle of friends, I am giving this just PDF only. I don't have any printed book now. So my father realized, my father used to write to Baba letters. He conveyed his feelings to Baba through letters. That is sometimes in verses also, poetry also. Baba used to love those poems, and he used to make them read by Rich and Adi, etc., his Mandali members. And also in seclusion also, once he asked them to read those poems. He used to reply to my father through them Mandali members. He used to send love blessings. So many letters and telegrams are there with me, original. I gave it to Mehrabad archives. So like that he started his journey with Baba. My father realized Meher Baba, avatar of the age. And he started spreading Baba's messages to one and all. Whenever anybody comes, he used to start with Meher Baba, 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 Baba. Always on the lips, Baba, Baba, Baba. So he used to go round and round in Andhra Pradesh and used to give talks on Baba's messages, love messages, like that. And then 3 incidents are there, I know about them. I need to mention 3 incidents which made my father Baba as the avatar of the age. First one, for the first time my parents, my father and mother, went to Guru Prasad in 1960. He was in the queue to reach Baba. My father was staring at Baba. He lost consciousness, semi-consciousness. He was, his divine beloved is there personally and physically. So he lost consciousness, and with staring, he was staring at Baba, and so he was speechless also, tears in his eyes. Baba, as usual, speaking to Irich, his feelings, his to interrupt in English, his gestures. He Irich interrupted those gestures in English, others in other languages. Like that, on seeing this, my father, some skeptic, got some skeptic question. Why these people are, why Irich, how Irich can interpret so correctly Baba's gestures? Is there any something pre-planned, what they talk, what they wanted to talk, as they are pre-planned So, otherwise, how can Irich interpret those gestures so correctly? How he got that doubt in his mind? At that moment, Baba's one of the Baba's gestures, Irich could not catch. At that moment only. On seeing this, my father flatted. Baba told Rich, he's again gesturing, but he could not get that gestures. He could not interpret those gestures. What Baba, what Baba, what Baba. Again Baba again gestured, but he couldn't in vain. But so Baba asked Rich, leave it like this. So that made my father, Baba's omniscience, his all-knowing. Second one of Baba lovers at the time of Baba's darshan, one of Baba lover started introducing all the members in the queue in the region wise. Mostly Telugu people do like that. He started introduction to all lovers to Baba. My father, on seeing this, my father asked himself, why is this necessary to Baba to introduce all of us? He is all-knowing, who is all-knowing? Baba. So what is the necessary to introduce all these things? Then at that moment, when that thought came in his mind, Baba asked, stop introduction. Like that, Baba made my father believe as divine human form, God in human form. The third one is he got 1,000 of copies of some verses in English. He wanted to give to Baba lovers, mostly Western Baba lovers who can take English, who know English very well. So he started. He came to Baba and put those papers near Baba's feet. After that, he wanted to distribute among lovers. At that time, Baba gestured Irich. Irich in the microphone asked my father to come and read. Baba gestured like this, Subrao, come and read like this. My father was unconscious state, semi-conscious I hope, with tears in his eyes. He got into the stage. He started reciting those poems. Irich asked him to come to microphone. In that meeting, all people cannot hear you, but he cannot listen. He was unable to listen to Irich because he was in that ecstasy on seeing Baba's gestures. Then Irich dragged my father to microphone. Now recite again. Like that, again my father recited those poems. After reciting, he went and fallen on Baba's lap. Baba also very enjoyed his verses, and he gave my father a good embrace, affectionately and loving embrace, and kisses also on the both cheeks. So my father was blessed with the divine grace of Baba. He is fortunate, had Baba's darshan in 1960, 62 and 65, and lastly 69 in a great Sahvas in Pune, Guru Prasad. That is, of course, Baba was not physically was there, but we took darshan at Baba's chair, even though he was not there in physical form. In 1985, coming to the point, you want me to recite those poems who now 4th June 1960 in the presence of Baba on his orders. The poems are like this. On my contact with the avatar of the age, life presents a new aspect, renunciation a new prospect. Baba keeps me always buoyant, both in body and mind. Reality in illusion and illusion in reality are envisaged by every meher lover, but despondency never. When I go out in the hot sun, Baba's face is wet with sweat. When I enjoy a good dinner, Baba feels very happy. When I lie down, Baba lies. From one cup we drink tea. He never forsakes me. His fate is not different from mine. I bear only half of my weight. The other half Baba bears. In his realms I fly my kite. Half the burden he shares. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
And so in 1985, this man, Tony Gris, invited my father to America, sponsored by rich and money, to give talks about Baba. They arranged his talks from Myrtle Beach to Meher Mount, totaling 9 places, 9 centers, I believe. When he was in Myrtle Beach, he got a cable from India, his only son's demise. At that time, he wondered, what Baba, what is this? What can I do now? What is your intention? He prayed Baba, but my father's thought it is all Baba's wish and will. What can I do by going back? There is nothing there after going back. So let us continue my journey and then go back. So he continued his journey across America to give talks on Baba. After 1 month or so, he returned to India and consoled his family. I believe Baba will give such a courage, such a great courage to bear life adversities for his lovers. After that, my father lived in Baba's remembrance till his last breath. He passed away in 1991. One thing I want to share with you. He told me, he used to tell about Baba every time. Whenever time is there, he used to speak about God speaks. I didn't know about the subtle world, mental world. I didn't know about those things. So I, as an obedient daughter, I used to listen to him. Actually, in 1965, I went to Guru Prasad with my parents to have Baba's darshan. At that time, I don't know about God and about nothing. I don't know. My father told us, Baba is God, Baba is everything, like that. In those days, we are so obedient to a father. Uh, uh, we used to, as my father does like that. We used to do prayers every day and namam every day and maunam, silence on July 10th. Every July 10th we used to do silence, observe silence. So we were, I went in 1965 to Guru Prasad with my parents on May 2nd, 3rd and 4th. I had Baba's darshan those days. Guru Prasad was a magnificent royal building. So some of you may visited, no? You visited. So many people were there to have Baba's darshan in a great pandal was constructed backside of Guru Prasad. We are in the queue to go to reach Baba. I was also in queue with my parents, one by one reaching Baba. He was sitting in a great sofa, very beautiful, and at that time I can say he is so fragile and delicate, very, very, what to do, what can I say, very weak also, but so radiant and I cannot explain in words, so radiant and so beautiful. Divine beauty, that is divine beauty. We cannot, with these eyes, with these physical eyes, I could see his divine beauty. That is great fortune to me. Second day, there was a flower vendor at the gate of Guru Prasad. I asked my father, please give me, father, some money. I want to garland at Baba's feet. My father, no need. Baba wants only love. I don't know love. I don't know anything, but I want to garland, just garland at Baba's feet. My intention like that. At last he gave me some money. I ran to a flower vendor. I took small beautiful garland and offered at Baba's feet. That is my fortune. By his grace only I did like that, I feel. So in 1969 also we went with my parents at Guru Prasad, Baba's great Sahavas, and he had his darshan. We all touched velvet Baba, Baba's chair, although he was not in the physical form. I am going to Mehrabad frequently whenever Baba wishes. I am fortunate enough to contribute as a volunteer there whenever Baba wants me to do. In the year 2000, my children came to US, one for higher studies and one for job. At that time, there was no work for me. Before that, I used to do for the children and something work was there. After that, I prayed Baba, what to do, Baba? Now I am free. What to do? Let me know what is the what you, please give me some work to do. Otherwise I cannot live. I asked Baba so many times. At that time, one Telugu magazine was started, a monthly magazine, Meher Baba. They asked me to do some work for them, for their magazine, and they asked me to translate something into Telugu for the magazine, and also some Baba stories and Baba's events, like that. They gave me some work, and this is all Baba's grace, I believe. So I started translating work also. I translated discourses along with Mr. Ramakrishna, you may all know. I asked him, let me do along with you this translation work. He asked me, I asked him. He, okay, do one thing. You come from back page to center. I will come from front page to center. When we meet, we stop the translation and let us see. Like that, I discourses in our regional language, and that means Telugu. I translated along with him, and after that, Lord Meher, Bhav Culturist Lord Meher was there. Jubilee Hills Center, Maunavani Publications, Balaji, they asked me to do translating work. Like that, I translated third volume and fifth volume and seventh volume in our language. I also started writing verses in our native language, Telugu, called Atma Nivedana. This is that book in Telugu only, meaning self-offering. So, self-appeal, like that. Where I put my thoughts in paper. I have translated some of the books published about Dr. Ghani and Ami Kumar Hazra, like that. Some centers in Andhra wanted to publish one book, one Telugu book in every year. Because of this COVID period, they did that work was not done. So another book, Bill Lepage, Divine Humanity, I translated in my language. That may be published maybe in this year. One more thing I would like to share with you is about online Skype Sahas. For nearly 2 years, when the pandemic situation started, more Baba lovers enjoyed that online Sahas, where Baba songs, speeches, prayers were recited by Baba lovers across the world, and some he or she also used to give sometimes speeches, and she used to sing songs. She is Narmada from Karnataka, Bangalore. So I believe Baba is always with me. Sometimes he is beside me. All this is Baba's will and wish. Gave me this loving opportunity with you all, sharing so many events. Thanks to Baba everything, and he that gave me. Jai Baba to all. One more I want to recite. Morning only I wrote this. I don't know, there is grammatical mistakes or I don't know. Anything worth speaking is Baba's words. Anything worth doing is Baba's work. Anything that worth thinking is Baba's thoughts. All that we speak through us is Baba. All that we do through us is Baba. And all that we think through us is Baba. So let us speak do, think according to Baba's wish. So let us love him more and more as Baba wants. Baba says, live in present. There is no future, no past, only this moment which is eternal. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Jai Baba. Thank you so much bearing with me. Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Do you have any other poems of your father? Maybe one or two more, please?
Yeah, I have. This is read. Another poem is there with me. Cycle of sleep and waking. On reading Lesson Humanity by Meher Baba, he wrote these verses. I approach you with 1,000 demands, but return with empty hands. When I see you, my desires drop, and I find myself in my own trap. Again I will read. I approach you with 1,000 demands, but return with empty hands. When I see you, my desires drop, and I find myself in my own trap. When away from you, I don't find entrapped by my own ego mind securely capped. What is the mystery, Father? Tell me, how can I now from the trap be free? How can I remove my ego mind cap unless I have your compassionate prop? How can I achieve my own manonash unless you yourself the proceedings crash? I am now in the cycle of sleep and waking. My own samskaras do the monstrum bring. In thousands of births, I earn them right. Tell me a way to avoid them straight. Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Will the ladies who came sing, maybe?
Yeah. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. I'll start with one Telugu song. నీ నామమే చేస్తాము మేము నిన్నే స్మరిస్తాము బాబా నీ నామమే చేస్తాము మేము నిన్నే స్మరిస్తాము మెహర్ బాబా మెహర్ బాబా మెహర్ బాబా మెహర్ బాబా నీ నామమే చేస్తాము మేము నిన్నే స్మరిస్తాము బాబా నీ నామమే చేస్తాము మేము నిన్నే స్మరిస్తాము మెహర్ బాబా మెహర్ బాబా మెహర్ బాబా మెహర్ బాబా ఈశ్వర అల్లా రెండు ఒకటిగా నీలోనే కనిపించాయి విశ్వం నిండా నీవున్నావని విశ్వసించమంటున్నాయి ఈశ్వర అల్లా రెండు ఒకటిగా నీలోనే కనిపించాయి విశ్వం నిండా నీవున్నావని విశ్వసించమంటున్నాయి విశ్వసించమంటున్నాయి మెహర్ బాబా మెహర్ బాబా మెహర్ బాబా మెహర్ బాబా నీ నామమే చేస్తాము మేము నిన్నే స్మరిస్తాము బాబా నీ నామమే చేస్తాము మేము
స్మరిస్తాము. ప్రేమే దైవం మానవగమ్యం మిగిలినదంతా శూన్యం. మాయకు లొంగని నామాన్నిచ్చి నిన్ను చేరుకోమన్నావు. ప్రేమే దైవం మానవగమ్యం మిగిలినదంతా శూన్యం. మాయ లొంగని నామాన్నిచ్చి నిన్ను చేరుకోమన్నావు. నిన్ను చేరుకోమన్నావు. మేర్ బాబా మేర్ బాబా మేర్ బాబా మేర్ బాబా. నీ నామమే చేస్తాము మేము, నిన్నే స్మరిస్తాము. బాబా నీ నామమే చేస్తాము మేము, నిన్నే స్మరిస్తాము. ప్రేమను పెంచి బాధలు పంచి మాకు చేరువవుతున్నావు. నీ ప్రియ నామ మధురామృతమును మదిని నింపుచున్నావు. ప్రేమను పెంచి బాధలు పంచి మాకు చేరువవుతున్నావు. నీ ప్రియ నామ మధురామృతమును మదిని నింపుచున్నావు. మా మదిని నింపుచున్నావు. మేర్ బాబా మేర్ బాబా మేర్ బాబా మేర్ బాబా. నీ నామమే చేస్తాము మేము, నిన్నే స్మరిస్తాము. బాబా నీ నామమే చేస్తాము మేము, నిన్నే స్మరిస్తాము. మేర్ బాబా మేర్ బాబా మేర్ బాబా మేర్ బాబా. అవతార్ మెహర్ బాబా की जय.
Do you want to do the art in Telugu? Because it's really beautiful
Definitely.
Yes,
So,
yes,
yes. He wants to sing a song.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
Jai Baba, so I will be singing Ustad Dhanyavad, and I hope all of you all can join as well.
Yay. We know that one.
Ustad Dhanyavad, 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 Ustad Dhanyavad. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Ahurmas Dhanyavad, Ahurmas Dhanyavad, Ahurmas Dhanyavad, Ahurmas Dhanyavad. Sartos Dhanyavad, Sartos Dhanyavad, Sartos Dhanyavad, Sartos Dhanyavad. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Rama Dhanyavad, Rama Dhanyavad, Rama Dhanyavad, Rama Dhanyavad. Krishna Dhanyavad, Krishna Dhanyavad, Krishna Dhanyavad, Krishna Dhanyavad. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Buddha Dhanyavad, Buddha Dhanyavad, Buddha Dhanyavad, Buddha Dhanyavad. Jesus Dhanyavad, Jesus Dhanyavad, Jesus Dhanyavad, Jesus Dhanyavad. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Mama Dhanyavad, Mama Dhanyavad, Mama Dhanyavad, Mama Dhanyavad. Meher Dhanyavad, Meher Dhanyavad, Meher Dhanyavad, Meher Dhanyavad. Oh Meher Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Oh Meher Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Baba Dhanyavad, Baba Dhanyavad, Baba Dhanyavad, Baba Dhanyavad. Baba Dhanyavad, Baba Dhanyavad, Baba Dhanyavad, Baba Dhanyavad. Oh Meher Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Oh Meher Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai.
Meher Baba, 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 Baba, Meher 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 Baba. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. इधर वस्ताను. ఇక్కడే నుంచి. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. తెలుగు ప్రేమ స్వభావ ప్రభో మెహర్ బాబా ప్రియతమా మనసు హారతి దే ప్రియతమా మనసు హారతి దే దేవాదిదేవా ప్రేమ స్వభావ ప్రభో మెహర్ బాబా ప్రియతమా మనసు హారతి దే ప్రియతమా మనసు హారతి దే ప్రేమ జ్యోతి మా హృది వెలిగించు కామ క్రోధముల మది తొలగించు ప్రేమ జ్యోతి మా హృది వెలిగించు కామ క్రోధముల మది తొలగించు దామను వీడక నిన్ను ప్రేమించు దామను వీడక నిన్ను ప్రేమించు మాము కరుణించవయ్యా ప్రియతమా మనసు హారతి దే ప్రియతమా మనసు హారతి దే నీ దివ్య నామమే మదిని స్మరించు నీ దివ్య రూపమే హృది తిలకించు నీ దివ్య నామమే మదిని స్మరించు నీ దివ్య రూపమే హృది తిలకించు నీ దివ్య పదములే ఆరాధించు నీ దివ్య పదములే ఆరాధించు మాము కరుణించవయ్యా ప్రియతమా మనసు హారతి దే ప్రియతమా మనసు హారతి దే అహంకారము హారతి కాగా అహంకారము హారతి కాగా ఇహమే పరమై ప్రకాశించగా ఇహమే పరమై ప్రకాశించగా పాహి శరణు సాయుజ్యము పొందగా పాహి శరణు కరుణించవయ్యా ప్రియతమా మనసు హారతిదే ప్రియతమా మనసు హారతిదే దేవాది దేవా ప్రేమ స్వభావ